What does it mean to say I've created a monster? What does that mean? Well, usually means you've put all this time and effort and energy into fill in the blank a cause, some meaning to life, right? Could be a person, could be a situation, and then it outgrows you and you lose all control, right? Created a monster. And what happens when you create a monster and you no longer have control over that monster? Well, it does whatever it feels like. And what's the other common phrase? Sometimes they bite the hand that feeds. So if they want to, which most likely, inevitably, once they've raised everything in their path, they will turn back and bite you, the creator, their creator. They will turn back on you because they have nothing left to destroy. And to them, you are not up to the standards that you've set. We're going to take a look at this article here from Timcast News. NHL player comes out against organization's decision to nix theme jerseys. Commissioner Gary Bettman said theme jerseys have become a distraction. So you turn around, you dress up in all these fancy little uniforms, themed, and at the end of the day, what does it become? It becomes a distraction, becomes something that ends up taking away completely, sucking the life from it, sucking any once intended meaning from it, right? NHL players have come out against the organization's decision to nix themed jerseys and warm-ups. The NHL decision to move away from themed jerseys, including pride jerseys, was revealed by organization commissioner Gary Bettman, who said jerseys have become a distraction. It's disappointing to see, said Edmonton Oilers captain Connor McDavid during Monday's NHL awards. It's not my call, but obviously it's disappointing. I certainly can't speak for everyone in the organization, McDavid continued. I know in Edmonton, we're one of the first teams to use the Pride tape. We strongly feel that hockey is for everybody, and that includes the Pride Nights. So, what does hockey have to do with Pride? What does sports have to do with Pride? What does sports have to do with anything? Even like the military themed ones, any of that. I get it, you're trying to show support, use your platform, as they say, to show support, whether, like I said, for veterans, for LGBTQ, for cancer awareness. But at the end of the day, that might be all good, showings of faith, good symbolism. Hey, we stand by you. But at the end of the day, nobody is tuning in to see you parading around in your rainbow colored uniforms while you're ice skating. Nobody's caring to tune in to see you in camo gear, because this is not the ice capades, and this is not some kind of fantastical warfare where we're taking each other down on the hockey rink, right? So people want to watch you play the damn games, and yeah, I get it. It was just during warm up, it had nothing to do with the games, but even still, like, It's just a waste of time. I think guys should have the right to do what they want. Steven Stamkos of the Tampa Bay Lightning. It was 98% or 99% of players that of other players that wore the jerseys and enjoyed wearing it and were proud wearing it, whatever jersey it was, whether it was the Pride Military Night, the Cancer Nights. The story shouldn't be about the guy that didn't wear it, the one or two guys, which I agree with that, especially if, you know, again, their whole thing is, look at us, we stand by you. That's the story there, right? The guys who didn't wear it, they have every right to. I understand what gets the clicks and that's what gets the views, but the word distraction gets thrown around. I don't think that it had to have been a distraction, Stamkos continued. It could have been a non-issue while focusing on the good that was coming out of those nights and the money that was raised and the players that did wear the jerseys those nights. Calgary Flames forward Michael Backlund said attention was taken away from the right reasons. All of us were wearing the jerseys. Everyone was looking at who's not and why not, Backlund continued. I understand the decision the NHL made to take the distraction away. Teams can still have their nights, their special nights, and I think that that's a good thing. So, basically, the NHL said, yeah, we're going to go all in on this pride stuff. Like I said, these other themed nights too, but let's admit it. It's the Pride one that everybody's sitting there saying, oh, who's not wearing it? That is specifically the one that they're talking about in reference to this. Nobody's sitting there going, oh, who isn't wearing the cancer, the cancer awareness uniforms, which most likely, probably everybody was wearing the cancer awareness uniforms because everybody agrees with cancer awareness. Not everybody agrees with LGBTQIA. Bop. Right? So that's the one that became the distraction, was specifically that warm-up uniform. And once they did, it became the monster. Became the monster that came to eat them up. We also got another story here from the post-millennial. Trans-identified woman feels cast out by LGBT community after birthing son. And here we have this person who gave birth to a child. They identify as a man. Strongly emphasize the word identify. I identify as a Greek philosopher, so please respect my identity. Trans-identified woman Jamel Ware, who identifies as a male, has said Ware have been discriminated. Whoa, that's written all kinds of messed up. Is that just me? Did I read that like an idiot? Or is that like trans-identified woman Jamel Ware, who identifies as a male, has said Ware have been discriminated against and feel isolated from the LGBTQIA community? I think they're trying to say that this person is claiming that they themselves have been discriminated against by the LGBT community. After becoming pregnant and giving birth to a child, Ware, 33, from Atlanta, gave birth to a son in May of 2022 with her partner Alfonso Mills, who is a male, identifies as a two-spirit using she, him, he, her pronouns. Alright. What does that even mean? So, all of them. All of the proper pronouns that can be used when talking about a human being She, him, he, her. Okay. The couple has named their child Sea Cannon. Oh, okay. I guess I should have just kept reading. The pregnancy and birth on Instagram and the YouTube documentary titled "I'm a Pregnant Man in an Anti-LGBTQ State," but now where has come out as criticized the LGBT plus community, specifically gay men, for making her feel quote unquote alone. Where recently participated in a workshop organized by nonprofit website The 19th in collaboration with the Human Rights Campaign, the LGBT lobby group behind the Corporate Equality Index, Ware spoke with 7 other black trans-identified females, saying that she feels unsure of her place in the community, stating, "Where do I fit in?" Well, as you can see, you apparently don't fit in because you don't identify with, what you would call cis, just basic biological fact of who you are. You don't identify with that, so you don't fit in there, right? Of what some people would consider, they would call it, what's the word, normal, right? So okay, you have believed to have found your home, your new community, and you feel alone there too. Where do you fit in? It seems the answer to that question is nowhere, and that I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just saying you apparently do not fit in at all. But hey, fitting in is fucking overrated, and I'm not just going off script here. Fitting in is overrated. What do you need to fit in for? I thought the whole thing of it was you're proud, right? You're proud of who you are. Your pride comes from yourself. Pride doesn't come from other people. People can be proud of you, but they're not proud in you. They're not. You're proud in yourself. You take pride in yourself. People are proud of you. And what is pride at the end of the day? What's pride at the end of the day? A sin. That's what it is. And I'm not even religious, so it's a freaking, these people intentionally alienate themselves. They alienate themselves, and then they look around and find themselves all alone, and then wonder, where do they fit in? Well, you have literally made it your life goal and your life mission to not fit in, right? That was your intention, to be your individual self, to live your true self, to be who you are. Well, who you are doesn't fit the mold, even within the gay community or the whatever. I'm sick of using all the alphabets here. The gay community, the trans community. You don't fit in. At the trans workshop, Ware said, "I've been struggling over this past year and a half, for almost 2 years now. It's like, where do I fit in?" Ware also spoke about this difficult has been to feel safe in the LGBT spaces, especially around gay men, and has struggled to find acceptance in the LGBT community, saying, "I also have a child that I carried. Every time I walk into a room, I feel alone because a lot of trans men don't want to be open about their queerness." I'm not even sure what this person is trying to say with that last statement there. That just sounds like a bunch of nonsensical jargon. Let's take a look at this person. So this is when they're pregnant, right? I'm assuming that is not a 30 pack of Bud Light in there. I'm going to assume that is a child brewing. And hey, to each their own, I guess. But when you aren't accepted by others, don't self pity. Don't wallow in self pity. It's already unbecoming. You're, no offense, but you're already unbecoming, and now it's just even more so. And I'm not, you know, saying, I'm not trying to be judgmental. I'm not trying to be mean. I'm literally just saying, you have worked your whole life to not fit into any mold, and voila, feast upon it. Feast. Let your eyes feast upon it. Here it is. The 8 transgender men participating in the workshop singled out gay men as being the most problematic members of the LGBT blah 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 community for them, claiming that gay men don't often accept trans men, with one of the workshop participants claiming that they are seen as too masculine to be queer. So, you heard it right here. There is a internal conflict going on within this community right now. They have spent so much time focusing on these stupid little details and fracturing. Oh, I am ghost self. Oh, I am two spirits. She, him, he, her, z, zay, zud, right? That now they're infighting because they can't even agree upon what their ideology is. It used to be, oh, lesbians and gay people deserve to exist. They deserve to be, right? Well, that, we've come a long way from them. We've come a long, long way from that time. That was much simpler times back then. Now we add all these alphabets. We're starting to add symbols to it with plus signs. Next thing you know, there's going to be percentages. Maybe there'll be an ampersand. Who knows what's going to come up next, right? And there is no more mission. The mission is over. Now it's just aimless shooting off into the wind. Stray bullets being fired up in the air, raining down upon their own mob. They're all huddled together in this massive gayness, just shooting blanks into the air, shooting live rounds into the air, raining down upon them. And we see it here. The gay men are too masculine. The gay men aren't gay enough. The trans men aren't men enough. None of it is utopic. None of it is perfect. None of it is their ideal, because there is no ideal. They're just wandering aimlessly at this point. They had a mission, they had a goal, they set out to get equal rights, and when they got the federalization of gay marriage, the battle was over. There was nothing else to fight for. And we've seen since that time nothing but a steady decline of just rationale, of any type of unity that may have been within that community at some point is all just tattering away. The only thing that keeps them going, keeps them getting together and meaning like in masses and, you know, shoving this stuff in our throat, the reason why it seems more prominent, and why they continue to fight these fights, is because they're lost. They're lost, and not to be crass, but they're horny, and they're just out there. I'd say lost more than anything. The only reason I brought up horny was It's their sexual deviancy that is like the one thing that they have to bond over. Um, and for whatever shade that comes in, that deviancy, you know, some kinks are darker than others. Let's just say that. So, you know, that's really the only thing that they got going for them is their sexual fetishes and their proclivity to pronounce to the world that they're queer. They're here, they're queer, and they're coming for your children. Sure, you've all seen the video by now. Um, I don't know. I don't really got too much else to say on this topic. I guess I'm just gonna wrap it up here. Thank you all. Hope you guys can catch the next segment. This has been DQ from XQ Media, and stay engaged, stay enraged in politics. Have a good day, ladies and gentlemen.